taken me 2 years of doing no other work but just be totally involved in this. And I'm very grateful that it's finally going to see the light of the day and people are going to be privy to this history which has been brushed under the carpet. Why a film on Savarkar, I've been asked. And it's like, simply, why not Savarkar?
People told you not to make it.
Yeah, but why not?
Yeah.
So that's what irked me on even more. मैं खुद काला पानी में था 2 साल से और अब शायद सावरकर जी की फिल्म जब रिहा होगी तो मैं भी शायद काला पानी से रिहा हो जाऊंगा और लोगों तक इनका सच पहुंचेगा. Absorbed by the character, and I do get to, not just be that character when the action's called, but really dwell into it and into my own, NCR, Gujar, Jat, that whole community.
Hello everyone, this is Aina and welcome to Instant Bollywood. I'm in conversation with the very talented Randeep Hooda for Swatantra Veer Savarkar. So nice to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for doing this. I saw the trailer, lovely trailer, and I have to start off by asking that you're not only acting in this film but you're also producing it, you've directed it, it's your debut, co-written it. What makes you tell this story so badly and that you have done everything in your capacity to let this out to the audiences?
I was approached for this movie as an actor, and when I started doing my research on Veer Savarkar, I was a history buff in school, so I actually thought that I knew a lot. But when I thought about it, I didn't know much at all. So when I started reading up various books for it, I realized there is so much that has been brushed under the carpet, and this great man has been reduced to some name calling. Whereas he was an intellectual giant, he was a poet, he was an ideologue, he was a great freedom fighter, he was a man who influenced a lot of people.
Yeah.
He was an influencer. So if he was there in the days of social media, there'll be memes about him all the time. So when I saw that, it infuriated me that why has his name always been so controversial to take, and why are we not proud of his legacy, and why are we not considering him as one of the greatest freedom fighters ever? And then they didn't have a script, so I kind of co-wrote it with my co-writer Utkarsh Naithani, and the screenplay turned out to be quite banging, right? And then as fate would have it, I was also entrusted with a baton to direct it. And then I took it upon myself that I will do whatever it takes to bring this story to fore, and then slowly I became a producer on it also, and whatever it was, I said whatever it took. I had taken this pledge of sorts that I'm going to bring this story out to people, and it's taken me 2 years of doing no other work but just be totally involved in this, and I'm very grateful that it's finally going to see the light of the day and people are going to be privy to this history which has been brushed under the carpet.
You said you have literally donned so many hats. Acting karne ke baad, you're done with your job and then you go home and you get on to the next project.
I want to go back to that very quickly.
How draining was it, or how shocking was it for you to know that there's so much work? I'm sure, of course, but like to actually be a part of every process.
I did not realize. I'm very respectful and I'm very appreciative of all my directors that I've ever worked with. That there is so much to do. Right? You just act and you go home. So I was quite overwhelmed by it, to tell you the truth. I found it a very clerical job, a very people management job, whereas as an actor it's a very lonely job. And I've been doing that for many years. This is pretty much the same way that I directed or acted or wrote this thing. Similarly, I've been doing it, and it was like playing. I was an individual tennis player. All of a sudden, I was made the captain of the football team, and my job was to make everyone play individual tennis. And it has been overwhelming. I mean, post-production has been overwhelming, and I'm still doing the finishing touches to it. And now I'm finally being an actor and promoting it. So it has been quite a journey. It's stressful, but I guess um, anything you do which is worth doing has an amount of stress and hard work involved in it.
You know, when you're also doing a film that is inspired by true events and true stories, it's very important that you as Randeep believe in the ideologies that Sir V. Savarkar had. How difficult was it for you to align with his vision कि वो उनकी जो सोच थी वो आपको भी लगना चाहिए कि ये सही सोच थी?
देखिए, आप कोई भी कैरेक्टर करते हैं, आपको फिजिकलिटी इज वन थिंग, राइट? आप कोई भी कैरेक्टर करते हैं तो आपको उस कैरेक्टर की तरह सोचना सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होता है।
जी।
तो आप जब उस कैरेक्टर की तरह सोचने लगते हैं, और उनके लिए उन्होंने खुद बहुत कुछ लिखा है, हालांकि मराठी में लिखा है इसलिए पूरे देश तक नहीं पहुंच पाया है, पर अब इंग्लिश में भी किताबें हैं, हिंदी में भी हैं, और मैंने अपने महाराष्ट्र लोग फ्रेंड से बहुत बातचीत भी की इस बारे में। वो सोच ढालना हर कैरेक्टर के लिए होता है। And similarly with Savarkar, I had to do that. I quite admire him. I had to admire him, and I do admire him because his actions were all admirable. What I have tried to do as a director in this movie is I have tried to create the circumstances that maketh the man. Because it's not just, a man is never in isolation. And I have tried to avoid looking at him from the prism of today. He was there at his time, the circumstances were such, and over a period of 53 years that my movie spans, his thoughts keep changing because the circumstances keep changing. And that was the toughest part, and that I think I might have just cracked it.
Yeah. Especially in today's time when you're coming out with a film like that, film ke release ke pehle also there's a lot of conversation, there's a lot of controversy, people are, it's a sensitive topic and we are staying in really woke times. Does that bother the filmmaker in you that I don't want any negativity around my project?
No, not at all. Because if I was making a film about somebody who was woke today, I mean there'll be the other party that will be screaming from rooftops. So there is no issue with that. But it is quite. It should be noted that why a film on Savarkar, I've been asked. And it's like, simply, why not Savarkar?
People told you not to make it.
Yeah, but why not?
Yeah.
So that's what irked me on even more. As soon as this trailer comes out, it's like 3-minute trailer, and I've got a 2-hour 50-minute movie coming after it. And 3-minute trailer has caused such a furore. I just can't imagine what the movie will cause. But I'm glad, because there is an alternate history that, history is a very funny thing. It depends on who's telling it.
True.
Right?
हर एक साइड होता है.
Yeah, साइड होता है, हर चीज़ के रीजन होते हैं, सबके पास प्रूफ होते हैं. तो ये मेरा साइड है, ये वीर सावरकर जी की स्टोरी है जो मेरे समझ में आई और जो मैंने पढ़ा है. So it's a point of view, and if the woke people think it's not cool, then hey, what about freedom of expression? It's not one-sided. It should not be one-sided.
You know, like you said that I've always wanted to be a better actor and not aimed to be a wealthy actor. That was a line you said in your interview. Does this kind of a project satisfy all the creative juices inside you?
Oh yeah, this has more than satisfied all the creative juices. I need a refill.
Okay.
Yeah, but because I work on projects for a long time, and I do take my time, because that's what's required for you to make a difference between your last acting job and the next acting job. Otherwise, you're just repeating yourself, and every movie requires a different kind of preparation. And this was an extreme situation. मैं खुद काला पानी में था 2 साल से, और अब शायद सावरकर जी की फिल्म जब रिहा होगी तो मैं भी शायद काला पानी से रिहा हो जाऊंगा और लोगों तक इनका सच पहुंचेगा.
Also, there's so much conversation about how Randeep Hooda's films are so amazing. People love you as the actor, but still today people feel like you're not getting the due that you deserve. Like, people still want to shower so much love towards you. Do you ever feel?
I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for all the love that I get, and the underdog that I don't get the appreciation that I should. And I'm very grateful that I'm not overrated. Underrated
They call you underrated,
is better than being overrated. I would like to do more work and bring it out to people, but it's just the way I work, I'm unable to do that.
Yeah.
And but I'm hoping that with this movie and the kind of conversation that it is creating, and the kind of work as a director also that I've done, that I'll get my due. But it is very hard to decide what is your due. It's presumptuous. कि मुझे ये मिलना चाहिए, मुझे वो नहीं यार, जो मिल रहा है वो मिल रहा है. अभी तुमको अपना काम करना है या उसके बारे में सोचना है.
ऑडियंस को लगता है ज्यादा मिलना चाहिए.
हाँ तो अच्छी बात है ना. थैंक यू वेरी मच. ऐसा नहीं बोला बहुत ज्यादा मिल गया, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. बट या सो it's a double-edged sword, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. In this movie, in fact, I concentrated the least on me as an actor.
Of course.
In fact, I used to do scenes and go, okay, let's move on. He says, what about Vinayak Savarkar's close-up or Vinayak Savarkar's shot? And I was like, oh, damn, makeup.
You have to see everything.
Yeah, all the camera angles and everything. But I had a great cast and crew.
Yeah. Speaking of something light, congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
Nice to see.
Thank
It was
you.
lovely to see the pictures on the internet. How has life become different for the better after that?
A lot more settled.
Yeah.
And living together anyway, so nothing much has changed on that part. But yes, one has to be more,
You suddenly
settled
start
and
thinking
mature
too.
about it, things,
Yeah.
because it's not just you, there is another person attached to you. I mean, your parents are as well, but then you have a spouse, and then there's a future. I might be doing more work than I have ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thinks of starting a family and all those things. So that gives you a kind of a sense of anchoring and maturity once that happens, yes.
And I also have to congratulate you on completing 10 years on Highway.
Yes.
It was lovely.
Can't believe it's been 10 years
Yeah,
since that
it's
movie.
been 10 years, and one of the most iconic films you've been a part of. How much do you think आप as an actor evolve हुए हो इस 10 साल में?
I don't know whether I've evolved or gone backwards. I'm not sure. I don't assess myself like that. There was one of the first few films that I really got to work the way I've always wanted to work with. I'm absorbed by the character, and I do get to, not just be that character when the action's called, but really dwell into it and into my own, NCR, Gujar, Jat, that whole community which is tough on the outside and soft on the inside.
Yeah.
So that was the character. And बाहर से थोड़े लगते हैं हार्श और कठोर, अंदर से
Yeah.
बहुत नरम होते हैं. शायद उस नम्रता को बचाने के लिए ही वो बाहर से कठोर होते हैं.
People say that was Alia's, performance debut, and now she was a baby back then. Now she has a baby.
She was literally a baby at that time.
Yeah.
She was not exposed to much of India, let alone what India she saw through the travel of the film, which we really traveled with.
Yeah. How much do you think she has evolved as an actor?
Oh, she has evolved as an actor and as a woman. She's grown up. She's got a baby, and I'm very happy for her. And she keeps trying, and that's what counts. And every movie I see her better.
Yeah. And lastly, any plans to kind of reunite with Imtiaz for planning something?
I've already done
super
2
cool?
movies with him.
Yeah.
There's Love Aajkal 2 that I did, which
Yeah.
I also enjoyed as much as Highway, and I don't know, maybe he's got something up his sleeve.
Would love to see that collaboration again.
Sure, I would love to do it again too.
But for now, we're waiting for 22nd March. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
My pleasure.
Wishing you all the very best for Veer Savarkar and everything in the future.
Thank you. 22nd March. History is about to be revamped. Hi, please like, share and subscribe to Instant Bollywood.